Hello traders, Affix trader from GoldMedalPennyStocks.com here today, and I wanted to do a quick little video tutorial on how to read the RSI, the Relative Strength Index Technical Analysis Indicator. So I just want to give a brief history on it. Basically, the guy who invented this indicator was named J. Wells Wilder Jr., and as well as the RSI indicator, he invented several other powerful technical indicators that most chartists use today. And it's no question that this man was able to develop such useful and complex technical trading indicators because he spent 7 rigorous years as a mechanical engineer. He made huge money trading silver futures as well as 35 other major commodities. So basically, the RSI is essentially just another momentum indicator that measures how hard and fast price changes are made. It fluctuates between 0 and 100, with the 70 to 100 range, which is this one right here, being considered the overbought category, and the 0 to 30 range being considered the oversold category. It's calculated by taking 100 minus 100 over 1 plus the average gain over X amount of periods minus the average loss over X amount of periods. It's the most commonly used time period. The most commonly used time period for calculating the RSI is 14 days, although it's more common for penny stock traders to overlay a more sensitive 5-period RSI over the 14-period RSI to provide more buy and sell signal confirmation. And I'll touch up on that, and that's why you'll see 2 RSI lines and some overlaps here, like right here, for example. So now let's get into how to read this RSI indicator for penny stock trading and even big board trading. So the first signals you can look for, the easiest ones, the bread and butter, are the overbought and oversold ones. First of all, this one on the left here shows a bounce coming out of the oversold category. You can see as both RSI lines come down into this oversold category here, down below 30, that shortly after they saw a nice little green bounce here. So it was nice and oversold in this whole area, and then a nice little breakout here to correct up. And when a stock's oversold, it's more likely to break out and find some upside, just to get back to where it should be. And the same goes for being overbought, except for backwards of that. So basically, if a stock is overbought like here, it needs to correct to the downside, because what goes up must come down. Stocks can't just run up forever. So generally, after you see something overbought for a while, it could be looking for some downside or some correction. So that's one way to read the RSI. Other ways to read the RSI would be bearish and bullish divergence, which I will touch up on the bearish divergence first. So with bearish divergence, you're going to be seeing the RSI finding lower highs as the price per share of the stock is finding higher highs, as right here. The RSI is kind of trending down overall, while the price per share is maintaining gains. And that's just simply saying that the overall strength of that momentum, the bullish momentum, is just kind of losing steam, and usually there will be a little sell-off or some form of downwards correction after that trend holds for a while. And it's not easy to predict when just using the RSI, though it can help you determine when a trend is going to change. So this is a good one to keep in mind. Another thing that you want to keep in mind, and this goes for bullish divergence also, is that if there's a really strong trend, this is not necessarily the best indicator to use because it can fail. So if this were a really strong trend and it was just breaking out and just going kind of parabolic, this wouldn't necessarily mean that it was a bearish pattern, because a strong trend can maintain through this bearish divergence pattern. It can break the pattern. So that's a bearish divergence pattern. And the final pattern I'm going to talk about here with the RSI is the bullish divergence pattern. And you'll notice that the opposite is true for bullish divergence, as the RSI is finding higher lows while the price per share of the stock is finding lower lows. That's bullish divergence. So as you can see back here, RSI finding some higher lows, price per share finding lower lows, and we saw upside correction. And again, the same thing is true with the trend strength. If it's a really strong downtrend, the bullish divergence pattern won't necessarily come to fruition. So another indicator that the same guy J. Wells Wilder Jr. invented was called the ADX indicator, which is a trend strength indicator, and it'll basically kind of tell you how strong the current trend is. So that's another one you can use complementary to the RSI to kind of establish if a bullish or bearish divergence pattern could hold true. Another thing I wanted to mention just quickly here, I'll go back to the first chart, which was for AMD, is that you'll notice I use a 5-period RSI as well as a 14-period RSI, and the reason being is that a 14-period RSI is a little less volatile than a 5-period RSI. 5-period RSI kind of moves all around the chart really fast, and you can use that overlaid 5-period RSI to kind of confirm buy and sell signals as well. At least in my experience, you can see the 5-period RSI had a crossover right in this area. It crossed over the 14-period RSI, and the price went up and maintained very nicely, which could have led to about 40 cents in gains per share on this on AMD here, which was trading at 236 and ended up hitting 275. That could have been some nice gains. And then when the 5-period RSI crossed back underneath the 14-period RSI here, we went from about this 275 area down all the way to about 249 down here. So you can use that 5-period RSI moving over and under the 14-period RSI as kind of a buy or sell confirmation signal with the rest of your indicators. So that's a brief rundown on how to use the RSI indicator. I'm not a financial professional, so please watch this video for entertainment purposes only. And if there's any questions, leave them in the comments or send us an email at newsletter@GoldMedalPennyStocks.com. Feel free to sign up for our free penny stock newsletter at GoldMedalPennyStocks.com. Thanks for watching. Good luck trading.